Hello everyone and welcome back to Freedom Through Confidence. My name is Ben, and in this video today I want to share with you how to beat anxiety for good, and I'm going to be sharing with you my 7 steps that I took to beat anxiety and some of the things that you can do in your life to start moving towards a life of more confidence and freedom. So if you are excited to learn more about how to beat your anxiety, then make sure that you do leave a like on this video and that you watch it all the way to the end to get the maximum benefit from it. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well for more content like this on a regular basis. Now, the first thing I am going to say is that, of course, this video is not a substitute for therapeutic or medical advice. This is just my experience that I'm sharing, things that worked for me and things that I hope would work for you as well if you take them on board and start to apply them in your life. And on top of that, I probably would not have made and got a lot of the insights that I used to set these steps for myself so that I could beat anxiety if I hadn't initially gone to therapy for quite some time. So if you are suffering with anxiety, I do highly recommend going and speaking to a professional about it, somebody in the therapeutic or counselling fields can be massively helpful for you if you are suffering from any kind of anxiety. But with that in mind, here are the 7 steps that I took to beat anxiety in my life and start to live a life of more freedom and confidence. Now, the first thing that I had to do when it came to learning how to overcome my anxiety was to understand that I couldn't just logic my way out of it. Throughout most of my life up until that point, a few years back, almost 5 or 6 years back, when I started to work with beating my anxiety, I was a very logical, rational kind of person, or at least I thought I was. And I thought that the best way for me to overcome it is just to outthink my anxiety. I thought that if I just learned more and that if I just tried to retrain my mindset with positive thinking and affirmations and visualization, that everything would be absolutely fine. The problem was that I was treating anxiety like some kind of enemy force from the outside, when in reality all of our anxiety comes from within us. It's something that we personally generate. Yes, there are outside events and environmental factors that might trigger our anxiety in one way or another, but ultimately it is something that we're generating within us on an unconscious or a conscious level. So that was the first thing. I realized I couldn't just outthink anxiety. I couldn't logic my way out of it. The second thing is that I identified what my insecurities were, and I started to find a way to fight back against those too. So anxiety and insecurity are very much linked. I would have a lot of anxious thoughts about particular insecurities, like people hating me or people thinking that I was boring or not funny or this or that, and all of these insecure thoughts that would just create a loop of anxiety within my mind that would eventually just paralyze me with fear and stop me from taking any of the actions that I wanted to really achieve anything that I wanted in life. So in order to start to work with overcoming my anxiety, I had to identify what those insecurities were and start to dismantle them. And that takes us into the third thing that I did, which was that I wrote down all of these anxious and negative thoughts and these insecurities and these fears, and I created a fear hierarchy of things that I was just totally afraid to do, and I ranked them from a scale of 1 through till 10, and then I just went out and started challenging these things over and over and over again. It's something that I still do to this day, where I will go out and I will actively challenge my negative thoughts, my anxious thoughts, my insecurities, because they will always be some anxiety and some insecurity in your life. It's not something that will ever completely go away, because we're all human, so we are going to have those thoughts that are going to arise over time. But I went out and I challenged those thoughts over and over and over again. So, for example, one source of anxiety that I had was that if I made eye contact with people, they would see it as aggressive or weird or creepy or something like that. So I just went out one day and my single goal was to make eye contact with 100 people. Just 100 random strangers, make eye contact for a couple of seconds, and then carry on with my day. I don't think I got to 100. I think I got to like mid-70s before I just kind of stopped. But it did go to show me that nothing bad happened. Not a single one of those people got in my face about it or got super angry. Maybe some of them thought that I was weird or, creepy or whatever. But it didn't matter because nothing bad happened. And through challenging that source of anxiety, I made that less of a problem in my life. And I've done the same thing with all sorts of other anxious and negative thoughts. The next thing was that I started to work on my self-esteem. So I started to work on the belief that I was good enough as I am. And self-esteem is very much the foundation of confidence, because if you don't believe that you have worth as a human being, then you are not going to be able to develop any kind of natural confidence. Maybe you'll be able to fake it, but it won't be true confidence. You won't feel it within you. So working to build up my self-esteem over time by installing new, positive, healthy beliefs really helped me when it came to overcoming anxiety. And one of the things that really helped with this is my fifth step, which was that I went out and I created a support network of people, and these were people that helped me, these are people that cared about me and who wanted the best for me and who helped me in so many ways that I couldn't possibly fit them into this video. But creating a support network of people that will help you on your journey is absolutely instrumental to overcoming any kind of emotional issues and becoming more confident. Just knowing that there are people who care about you and who want the best for you and that who are going to help you when you need it can really give you the boost that you need to go out there and start to become your best self. Now, it was a little bit later on that I came to my realization, that my sixth point in this video, that my anxiety was always going to be there, because anxiety is actually perfectly normal and everyone has it to a greater or a lesser extent. And I realized that if I was always going to have some kind of anxiety in my life somewhere, that I should just learn how to live with it rather than focusing on it as my enemy. And it was through that I came to my seventh point, which was that my anxiety and your anxiety is not your enemy. It is a system that is a remnant of a very, very long time ago in human history, when your anxiety was there to protect you, and your anxiety is still there to protect you, even if it tries to do its job a little bit too well sometimes. Anxiety in centuries and millennia past was there to make sure that you didn't ostracize yourself from your tribe, and to make sure that you didn't go out and do things that would get you killed and remove you from the gene pool. All your anxiety is an extremely old self-defense mechanism that sometimes gets a little bit out of control, and perhaps that's an oversimplification, but once you start viewing it as that, as just something that is trying to protect you in its own way, then you can become more accepting of it, and it also makes it easier for you to move past it as well. And that is really the ultimate way to defeat your anxious and negative thoughts, is just to realize that it is all a part of you. You're not going to be able to excise it from your life. You just have to learn how to live with it and accept it as a part of yourself, and through doing that you gain control over it, which means that you can go out and live a life with a lot more confidence and a lot more freedom. So I hope you have found those 7 tips on overcoming your anxiety and negative thoughts to be useful. If you have done, make sure to leave your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section as well. Make sure that you leave a like on the video and that you are subscribed to this channel for more videos just like this on a regular basis. And thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I look forward to seeing you in future videos here on this channel very soon.